Hello, I'm Rob Phillips. Welcome to my channel where I offer smart, accessible yoga and meditation for students of all levels. Today we're going to be doing a 45-minute full-body Yin Yoga reboot that's going to be a perfect way just to reset your mind, reset your body, leaving you feeling generally fresh for whatever you might have ahead of you. In terms of props, I'm going to recommend having a blanket or some means of padding your knees for today. And once you've got that good to go here, we're going to find our way into a comfortable seat to get started. So as you find your comfortable seat here, remember you're always welcome to sit up onto a blanket or another prop to help lift the hips up. You can sit in cross-legged, kneeling, or really any way that's comfortable. But once you've found your seat here, you can rest your hands on your thighs or on your lap. Close your eyes and take a moment. Can you feel a sense of elevation all the way up through the spine? Can you feel a sense of softening, relaxing, and letting go of the shoulders? And in a truly general sense here, begin to notice how you're feeling here in this moment. Notice how the body feels right here and right now. Notice your mental energy right here and right now. And in the spirit of rebooting, as will be our theme for today, really asking what you can let go of. What are you holding on to that you don't need, both in the body as well as within your mind? And each time that you let go, we might think of that as a mini rebooting in and of itself. Every time that we let go, we notice perhaps a new sense of calm, new sense of ease or space. So throughout our sequence today, I'm going to invite us again and again to let go, both on a physical level of any tension within the body, but also of any restlessness or tension that we're holding on to within our minds. Really letting go again and again here. Let's take just a few more slow breaths here. A few more moments to really settle and land here for the practice. Take a final gentle inhale breath through your nose. As you exhale out your mouth, you can lower the chin down. Slowly open your eyes. And from here, first pose for our main sequence will be a wide-kneed child's pose. So let's find our way there. Now, for wide-kneed child's pose, I generally do recommend using a blanket. So if you have a blanket, you can open it up something like this. Maybe fold it over a second time, give yourself a bit of cushion. And if you don't have a blanket, another option would be to turn sideways on your mat so you can use the padding that way. But as you're ready to come in here, you're going to sit the hips back, open the thighs wide enough that you feel maybe some amount of release onto the inner thighs. And of course, consider using any extra props that you might need to reinforce things here beyond that. With that basic setup in place, we can now crawl the torso forwards here and set ourselves up for our hold. Now, as we set ourselves up here, just remembering that in this Yin Yoga practice, we want to be really mindful of the intensity of what we feel in the body. So in this pose, you should feel some amount of stretch or sensation happening onto the thighs or onto the hips, perhaps. But in any of these poses, we should never feel anything painful. We should never feel anything sharp or intense. So if you do feel anything at all like that, that's going to be your body telling you that you need to back out, that you need to give yourself a bit more space to work with. Remember that you're also welcome to leave these poses early if you feel like it's just too much for your body. But if all is feeling well here, once we're safely in the pose, start to relax. Start to really settle and let go here. Soften any tightness or tension that you're holding on to. Really allow for gravity to take you more and more into the shape. Each time that you let go, making a bit more space. And just starting to get a sense that as we relax within the physical body, that will help us to create a greater sense of calm and ease within our state of mind as well. Again, each moment that we let go is like a mini reboot, like a mini reset. So let's keep letting go here for just a few more moments. Just a few more deep breaths, really. Whenever it arrives here, please take just one more complete breath right where you are. And from there now you can slowly, gradually begin to draw yourself up. Make your way forwards, and let's come to rest on our belly here. So as you rest on your belly here, you can feel that sense of release, feel that sense of decompression into the legs, into the hips. You're welcome and encouraged to take a few slightly deeper breaths if you'd like, if that helps you to reset the lower back. Reset the hips a little bit in general as well. All the while here, really notice and connect with just what your experience is. Notice what it's like for you to be here in your body, in this moment. Let's take a deep inhale breath through our nose. And a long exhale breath out our mouth. From here we are going to stay on our belly. So as you stay here, you're welcome to leave your blanket. I'm going to get mine out of the way just so I'm more resting flat on the floor. Because what we're going to set up for is Sphinx pose, which I kind of accidentally came into here. So to set up your Sphinx pose, you're going to rise up onto your elbows, creating a bit of lift into the chest. So you're welcome to do this with prayer hands like I am. That's actually one of my favorite variations of this. But other ways you could approach it could be forearms parallel. You're welcome to relax the chest down, especially if that's more comfortable on your neck. And the intention here is really to feel a nice sense of release, nice sense of decompression. I should say nice sense of compression into the lower back, just creating a bit of mild sensation there. Now, remembering mild or moderate sensation is generally okay, but anything sharp, anything intense, you're going to want to listen to that and either adjust or even back out. Never risking harming the body in any of these poses. And if you're not sure, it's always best to err on the side of caution with these things. But if all feels safe, all feels well here in the pose, let yourself relax. Let yourself go even more here. Definitely be conscious of any tension that you're holding on to in the glutes or the legs. Any tightness you're holding on to in the low belly or even in your face and jaw. Keep letting go again and again. And keep noticing the sense of space, the sense of calm that remains as you do let go. As you do cultivate that sense of calm and ease. Letting each moment of surrender be like a mini reboot for both the body and the mind here. What are you still holding on to? What could you still release? And can you really notice the sense of calm and the sense of ease that remains as you do let go here? Again and again. Let's feel that for just a few more moments. Just a few more slow breaths here in the Sphinx shape. Here now, wherever you are, you can take just one more complete breath. And slowly, with your next exhale, lower your way down towards the floor. And here now, having lowered down, take a few deep breaths across the shoulders, across the spine. Let the energy reset, let everything decompress. Continue, however, to really settle. Imagine almost melting into the earth here, right beneath you. You can use your hands and gently press the hips back towards the heels. Find a child's pose. And in that child's pose, feel that extra sense of decompression. Feel that extra sense of release for your lower back. From here, we're going to pick ourselves up And for next pair of poses, we're going to practice deer pose, which is kind of a close cousin to pigeon pose. I've taught it before on this channel. So for those of you who don't know, of course, I'll give us instructions to help get in. So the way I like to teach this, especially if you're newer to the pose, is to find your way somewhere near the front of your mat. You'll plant your feet flat, something like this, bent at about 90 degrees. And then we're going to start targeting our right leg. So you're going to take the feet a little bit off the left edge of the mat. So you can now roll over onto your right side hip. Left leg can rest anywhere inside. I've sometimes heard this called like a 90-90 stretch because the legs are both at about 90 degrees, although in this yin yoga context, you can certainly experiment for your body. If you need blankets or any extra props, absolutely consider using them. And if you feel anything significant in the knees you might need to modify, you could even lie on your back and take like a figure 4 shape with the right ankle crossed over the left knee. But if all feels okay here, once you're ready to go, we can come deeper by inhaling to lift and exhaling to walk our way down and towards the earth. So here, as you walk your way down and towards the floor, as you come into things, you should feel primary target is the outer right hip, outermost edge of that right leg. You may feel some release onto that inner left thigh. You may feel a little stretch onto the back body. I'm doing this pose with no props, but remember you could always lay over a pillow or a bolster. You can really support yourself in whatever way is calling to you at this moment. But again, once you're in the pose, can you give yourself permission to relax and to release completely? Really allow for gravity to take you more and more into the shape. There's no place that you need to be, no particular goal or destination. Can you instead allow yourself to keep resetting, to keep letting go again and again? Letting each moment that you do let go be like a mini reboot for both the body as well as for the mind here. What are you holding on to in terms of physical tension that you might not need? What are you holding on to in terms of mental resistance that you might not need here? Can you keep letting go again and again? Can you keep noticing the sense of calm, the sense of ease that remains each time that you do let go like that? Now, please take final complete breath right here where you are. You can slowly begin to inhale, press yourself up, and take a moment from here. Sweep and extend your legs out and in front. And let's just rest here for a few moments. Just kind of settle and let the body integrate what you've just done. Feel a sense of resonance, especially in that right side leg, but in the body in general as we work through the series, as we complete each pose. Just a few more moments. Just a few more breaths to find that integration here. And from here, we can slowly now scoot our feet in. Open the eyes, of course, and let's set up for our second half. So this time around, you want to take the feet a bit off the right edge of your mat. So that now as you slowly roll over, you'll end up resting on your left side hip. Right leg, again, can park really anywhere comfortably inside there, and you're welcome and encouraged to use any props that you like to support this. With that set up, let's take a gentle inhale for some length. Slow exhale to walk your way down and towards the floor, and allowing ourselves to become more still, allowing for ourselves to settle here, feeling that release on the outer left hip. And a friendly reminder in poses like this one, we want to be very mindful that we feel nothing significant or really nothing at all happening in our knees. If you do feel anything going on in the knees, you might need to fine-tune your alignment. Or again, you could modify and lie down on your back and do figure 4 shape with your left ankle crossed over the right knee. But again, if all feels okay here, let yourself relax. Let yourself settle. Really let yourself disengage. Allowing for each moment that we do let go to be a reset for the body, for the mind. And allowing for ourselves to feel really nourished just by being quiet, just by being more still as we practice here. Always enjoying this opportunity to do a little bit less. And always respecting the idea that there's always a deeper layer that we might let go of. There's always something we're holding on to that might not be serving us in the body or the mind. Keep letting that go here again and again. Here now, whenever you're ready, take one more complete breath. Slowly start to press yourself up and away from the floor. And again, we can carefully extend our legs out in front of us. Let them relax, let them release here for a few moments. And let's find our way now all the way onto our back and let that be our resonance pose for the next minute or so. Here on your back, you can take a few slightly deeper breaths. As you take these deeper breaths, again, notice a sense of subtle energy, sense of things circulating. What have you already let go of through the sequence so far? But also, what might you keep letting go of as we work even deeper here, as we continue to progress and explore? Let's do that for just a few more moments, just a few more slow breaths right here. I'm going to encourage maybe taking a deep inhale breath through the nose and a long exhale breath out the mouth. From here, let's make our way up so you can walk your feet in. Slowly roll your way onto your, slowly roll your way over onto your side and gently press your way up into a seat. So here, as we come up into seated, we're going to set up for dragonfly pose, which is basically our wide-legged straddle pose. So I usually do this up on top of a blanket. Recommend you do something similar. You can also turn sideways on your mat, as I'm doing here. That will give you a little more lateral space to work with. And then having done that, you want to separate the legs wide here. Now, how wide, of course, will depend on your body, but just let the legs relax. They might fall in, they might fall out. If you feel a little sensitive in the hamstrings or the knees, you can slide another blanket or cushion under the backs of the knees for more reinforcement. And again, if you feel like you're hunching, you're kind of falling back, you might even need to lift the hips a little bit higher here. But once you've got this basic setup in place with the legs nice and relaxed, let's take our gentle inhale breath here and lift. And as you exhale, gradually begin to ease your way forward any amount. Now, really the key word in that instruction is the any amount. It may be that without even leaning forwards much at all, you already feel the effects of the pose. So no need to go any farther than that. I imagine some of you practicing may be more mobile than me and can go much closer to the floor. That's fine too. Work with your body. Work with your range of motion. And if you have access to a bolster or a pillow and you wanted to lean into that, that's yet another way to consider approaching this practice. But wherever you have ended up with this, do ensure that you feel supported. Do ensure that you can really relax and let go wherever you are with this. Each time that we let go, let that be like a mini reboot for the body and for the mind. All of this contained in the larger overall practice, which is itself a complete reboot for the body and for the mind. Can you really tune into that sense of ease? Can you really tune into that sense of calm that remains as you let go again and again? As you keep settling further and further into this practice today. And here now, right where you are, you can take one more complete breath. With a slow inhale, rolling yourself up and away from the ground. Perhaps taking a moment to release the shoulders, a moment to release the legs, shake them out a bit. From here, you might use your hands to scoop the legs together, and let's shift and find our way all the way onto our backs again. Not unlike where we were just a few minutes ago. Now, as you lie down again, you can just kind of spread out, taking a mini shavasana for a minute or so. These neutral poses, an important part of our practice to let us integrate and let us absorb the various effects of what we've just done. Feel the sense of vibrance and energy moving through the body here as we rest. Consider taking a few deeper breaths to help that energy circulate even more. Again, if you find it helpful, perhaps taking a deep inhale breath through the nose before opening up your mouth to exhale, and let that all go. So from here, let's walk our feet in and bend the knees, basically like this. And take a few moments here, just kind of swaying the knees side to side. Loosening up the hips, loosening up your lower back. But now as you come into the middle, let's cross the right leg over the top of the left, setting up for a final pair of supine twists. So with the right leg on top here, you'll roll your way over towards your left-hand side. And now here from your left-hand side, you can gradually, patiently begin to extend the right arm any amount. So you can roll halfway in, you can roll all the way out. And what I like about coming in this way is you can really place that right arm exactly where it feels right. So again, listen to your body here. This doesn't need to be a huge or dramatic twist. You just want to feel that nice release on the side body. Once you feel comfortable and settled into the pose, let yourself relax. Let yourself settle any amount more. Feel yourself really release and decompress. Letting each time that you release be a mini reboot. Just what are you holding on to that you don't need? What does it feel like to let go again and again here? Take just one more complete breath right here where you are. Slowly wind your way into the middle. You can uncross the legs. Take a little shift side to side. Then let's set ourselves up for the second half. So you'll cross your left leg on top of the right. Slowly roll your way over towards the right. And then from here, you can very gradually set yourself up. And you want to place that left arm really anywhere alongside you that feels right. Can be slightly higher, slightly lower. Feel it out and see what works well for you. Once you found that, relaxing the belly, the legs, really letting everything ring out. Of course, feeling free to modify this twist as feels right for your body today. Even in what will be the final pose of our main sequence, asking just what you can let go of. Asking what you're holding on to that you might not need in either the body or the mind. Find that last bit of space here. Let yourself release and unwind, even just a tiny bit more here. Take a final complete breath right here. Slowly roll your way back into the middle and take a final chance to move, to release, and then extend your legs nice and long to the floor. Setting up for our final rest. Closing the eyes, letting yourself be still, and just taking these final few minutes to completely integrate and absorb all of the work that we've just done. Let's take a deep inhale breath through the nose. Open up your mouth and exhale, and let everything go. And just rest in the quiet here for these next few minutes. So from your back, you can take a few more slow breaths, tuning back in, reconnecting in the general sense. Slowly introduce some movements until when you're ready to, you can roll your way over onto your side, press your way back up for a final comfortable seat. Here now with your eyes closed, tune in and notice the full effects of your practice. Notice the full change you've cultivated in both body and mind. And from here we'll end officially with a short offering of metta, loving kindness. So I'll say just a few phrases, and if the meaning of these phrases creates a connection for you, consider repeating the phrase internally to deepen that connection for yourself. So we'll join the hands in front of the heart. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease and freedom from suffering. And may we dedicate our practice for the benefit of all beings. We bow. So thank you so very much, everyone, as always, for joining. If you have any thoughts or questions, do let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. And if you want to see more yoga practices just like this one, subscribe to my channel because I'll be coming out with new ones each and every week. Finally, if you want to consider keeping your practice going a little bit longer, I'd recommend doing this meditation right here as a way to keep that going for you.